is Arume. It's been a while since I last posted a video, so I wanted to come to you really, really fast and give you a little bit of update about the Paycheck Protection Plan. What's been going on, and there's been a lot of changes. You know, Congress has been busy. Your elected officials have been busy. Everyone knows that small businesses are really having a tough time getting back on track with the after effects of COVID-19. People are still struggling. A lot of businesses have begun to get back out there since pretty much all the states in the US are now open for business. But it's really, really difficult for small businesses to get out there. So what's been going on? Well, Congress updated the PPP program, the Paycheck Protection Program, at the beginning of the month. They heard your problems. They heard from you guys. You guys were very vocal. You said you were having problems with the PPP program, and they listened. So first, the House passed the Paycheck Protection Flexibility Act. Then the Senate passed it, and finally the president signed it into law on June 5th. So what exactly does this PPP flexibility program do? It gives you a lot of flexibility. For those of you who applied for the payroll protection program plan, it allows you, it pretty much guarantees that you will get maximum forgiveness for that loan. You're going to get 100% forgiveness. It's so flexible. It's really good. If you haven't applied, or if you know a small business that they've not yet applied, I would really, really encourage you to go ahead and do that. So let me give you talk a little bit about some of the new changes in this flexibility tax bill. So if you borrowed your PPP funds after June 5th, you will have up to 24 weeks to use your those funds. If you got your funding before June 5th, you have the choice of either using 8 weeks for your covered period. That's the period in which you're supposed to use up your funds for your payroll funds. You have the choice of either using 8 weeks or 24 weeks. Okay, so that's let me get my little board here. So you've got 8 or 24 weeks, right? So that is what you want to be able to do. What's the difference? What happened was that a lot of small businesses were complaining. They said, we're not there open for business. We're still sheltered in place. You know, our state government, our local government, they've told us to stay at home. We're not able to open up. So we cannot, open up for businesses. We cannot open up for our businesses. Neither can we hire back our employees. So remember that thing for a minute. What was the program all about? It was all about, protecting our employees, helping our employees to stay employed. Obviously, if your employees are not coming to work, you don't want to pay them, right? You don't want to use up those funds. So that's why a lot of businesses were having problems with this program once it began. So Congress made that law. Now you can use it if you just opened up for business within the last couple of weeks. You now have a relief, a huge relief. You now have up to 24 weeks with which you can pay your employees and have a much stronger chance of qualifying for full forgiveness. So that's the first thing. You have to, the covered period, like I said, is extended up to 24 weeks. Really, really flexible program. The other thing is that the other thing about this program is that it gives you the covered period actually extends to the end of the year, which is December 31st, right? 2020. Whereas previously there were some qualifications that you had to meet at the end of June 30th. So now we have this flexibility of waiting till the end of the year for you to fulfill the payroll protection plan program requirements. So right now, the application is still open. So folks are still applying for the funds up until the 30th of the month. What is the other big thing about this program? The other big thing is that the payroll requirement has gone down from a requirement of using 75% of the funds to cover payroll to using 60%. What is that? What does that mean? Again, this is really, really good news for small businesses. So you're going down from using 75% of your funds, you now have to use 60% of your funds, right? So the way this works, let me just say, if you got funds of 100,000, right? Previously, you would have had to spend 75,000 to meet that payroll requirement, and then you would have had to spend 25% for things like for non-payroll costs, things like utilities, your rent, your mortgage interest. Now, all you have to do is spend 60%. If you had 100,000 in PPP funds, so you only need to spend 60,000 on your payroll, and you really much qualify to meet 100% of forgiveness. So a lot of small businesses were really concerned when this program started, and folks thought that they were not going to be able to meet the requirements because they didn't have a lot of expenses. Some small businesses, they might work out of their home, they don't have a huge rent expense or utility expense, things like that. But you don't have to worry about that anymore. Qualify for 60% of you meet your payroll requirements, 60%, you're pretty much good to go. Now, the other thing is that there was you even have more flexibility. Okay, so the name of this tax law is called, this COVID relief bill, it's called the Payroll Protection Flexibility Plan Act, and this law is super flexible. There are so many exceptions that the Congress allows you. Most businesses, you will qualify to be able to take advantage of to get 100% forgiveness, and that's what we really want to get to. We want to get to a place where we're able to get 100% of the funds that we received forgiven completely. So what are some of the things that you have to be aware of is the FTE, that's the full-time equivalent number of employees that you have in your business. The new law allows a lot of flexibility. So if you are not able to rehire your employees that you had on payroll by February 15th of this year, you have all the way till the end of the year. Right now, a lot of folks don't want to work because they're getting a lot more money on unemployment. So they might be like, you might have reached out to your ex-employee to say, hey, we're open for business. Can you come back into the office? And they're like, well, no, I'm actually getting a lot of money right now from unemployment. So yeah, I want to work, but for now, I'll just stay on unemployment. So guess what? That's an exception. You just need to document that on your books, and that is an exception that will not be used against you because you have not increased your FTE back to where it was at as of February 15th. So you can use that exception. Another thing you can do is hire somebody of equivalent that is equivalently qualified to take on that job. If you do this, you hire that person before the end of the year, you pretty much can get full forgiveness for your loan. Okay. So the other thing about this, another bit of flexibility that this new act gave us, the Payroll PPP Flexibility Act, it allows the loan period. If you had excess funds and not all of it were forgiven for one reason or another, it allows you to stretch out the loan period from 2 years to 5 years, which is really good. And remember, the interest rate is only 1%, so that is really, really good. If you're going to get a 1% interest rate for whatever amount of money that you took, that's I think that's really good. So that is the update that I really want to give you right now, really, really fast. It's the Flexibility Act. It allows a lot of flexibility in the use of the PPP funds. So like I said, the payroll requirement is going up from 75% to 60%. You don't have to worry about, strategizing and trying to come up with, wondering what you're going to do with your workforce and with your non-payroll expenses. You don't need to worry about all that. Just concentrate on meeting that 60% threshold, and pretty much you should be able to get 100% forgiveness. Now, before I go, I want to remind you, if you know of anyone who has not yet applied for this program, please run, tell them they have pretty much have 1 week left for them to apply to get some funds. The fund has practically, I believe it's as of yesterday, almost $100 billion left in the funds. Okay, a lot of small businesses got discouraged when this program was rolled out. There are so many restrictions. They felt they didn't qualify. There were just a lot of hoops they had to jump through. So a lot of folks did not apply. This program has been relaxed. The requirements has been relaxed a lot. There's still money left there for folks to apply for. So if you haven't applied, or you know someone who has a small business and they need the funds, whether you're a self-employed person or you have a staff, the other thing is that you still cannot use it for independent consultants. If you only use 1099 folks, you will not qualify for the program. However, if you have a net income, if your business has a net profit for 2019 as a self-employed person, you can still qualify to get the PPP funds. But like I said, you only have 1 week left, so rush. You need to go to the bank, get your application together, put it in. A lot of banks are still applying. A lot of the big banks have stopped accepting applications, but the fintech businesses, they're all accepting applications. Folks like Cabbage, PayPal, Square, Lendio. These guys are out there. They're accepting. Intuit, I believe, PayPal. They're all accepting applications. But like I said, you only have 1 week left for you to go in there, get your application in there so that you can get those funds before the program is closed. After June 30th, that's the end that they can fund the program. But you have up until December 31st at the end of the year for you to be able to use the funds. You need to get the funds before the end of this month. Okay, so that's the update for me from now. I hope you get some good tips from this. If you have a topic that you would like for me to talk about, send me a message. Reach out to me on my website, on any of the social media platforms, and I'll be happy to do a video on your topic of interest. Okay, that's it. I'll see you next time. Cheers.